So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called To Be the Best, 1993. This is going to be another Karate Man recommendation. Give me a 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was all right. The production designer had a review on Imdb that I found very interesting. It's called, hate to say it, but I worked on this film July 7th, 2008. He calls himself Into Art and Film. Okay, here it goes. Yeah, I admit it. I was the production designer on this ultra low budget film, and the first few minutes of helicopter footage are the best moments in the entire film. Well, I thought the fight scenes were pretty decent, but the helicopter scene was good, I have to admit. But he's given this one, even with that said, he's giving it a 1 out of 10. He says, as opposed to most other PM films. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is another PM film. Straight to video. This person doesn't like PM films, or he likes PM films, but he doesn't like this one. This had little pre-production time, so he's criticizing the production team. Rick Pepin and Joe Merhi heard that the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas was going to be torn down. You see a lot of shots of the Sands Hotel in this one. So we rushed over to shoot there in order to incorporate the demolition of it in the film. Supposedly, it has the best Chinese food in Las Vegas, according to the digital sign on on the casino. But it ended up being delayed by Las Vegas Building and Safety. Your tax dollars at work. Other problems we had. Somehow we ended up with less than half the extras that we needed to fill in the audience for the fight sequences. And then a key expletive scene involving the villain being thrown off the Sands top floor penthouse didn't work out because of bad weather. And Red Horton, our stunt coordinator, refused to do the jump because of the wind. It eventually snowed. So all of my art department's budget that had been spent on replicating the overhanging portico in front of the hotel and the rental of dozens of huge airbags went down the toilet. We did end up shooting Red falling through the portico set piece I built with the uncredited and unpaid help of Grandmaster set builder and special effects artist Gary Kennedy. But Don Overload Power screwed it all up by using way too much flash, powder, and smoke so that it overexposed and burned the film. You couldn't see a bloody thing on the dailies except a giant white flash. Gee, thanks a lot, Don. So don't bother watching this unless you're totally bored and there's nothing else on the tube. Well, I didn't think it was that bad. You wouldn't know it was that bad unless you actually worked on the on the film yourself, like this production designer dude. But anyways, it's got Art Camacho and Stephen Vincent Leigh, both of them from Deadly Bet. I saw Stephen Vincent Leigh in another movie that I can't think of, but maybe I can look it up. Ring of Fire. He was in Ring of Fire. I think I reviewed that one. Don the Dragon Wilson, who played Terry Wu in Ring of Fire in 1991. Anyways, this is the third movie that I've seen him in. Cool. None of these so-called Thai fighters look like they're from Thailand. And unfortunately, the two Asian ladies, supposedly from Thailand, who don't look like Thai women at all, they don't reveal themselves in this one, even though it's a rated R movie. It's mostly just kickboxing stuff. And it does get a bit tiresome after a while, even though the fight scenes are really good. I'm not familiar with the main actors in this one, but Karate Man probably lecture me on who I left out besides Art Camacho and Stephen Vincent Leigh. He's going to tell me, oh, this kickboxer guy was in this film. He's going to refresh my memory. I know it. I can see it coming. Anyways, it starts out with very choppy editing, I have to say. This dude is in Las Vegas, and he's doing some street fighting on some casino roof. And some gangster dude is watching him, telling him to fold for $100,000 or something. It's hard to tell who's who. You have to really. I had to go back and watch the first 20 minutes or the first 30 minutes again, and I still couldn't figure it out. They're the two brothers, and I think you can tell who's who by which one has the longer hair. That's just a wild guess on my part, but anyways, one of the guys beats the crap out of this dude on the roof instead of folding like he was told by the gangster. So the gangster dangles him by the helicopter. He crashes through the window, cuts the cord, and the helicopter crashes into the casino. Big explosion. Really cool scene there. The rest of the movie wasn't so cool, but like I said, the fight scene in the beginning and throughout the entire movie were excellent. I really don't have much else to say about this movie, other than it gets a pretty low rating on IMDb, 4.4 out of 10. Only 303 ratings, so not that many people know about this. Karate Man's known for pulling out the Rock'em Sock'em martial arts flick, the obscure ones that nobody's ever heard about, except for him. Anyways, so later the guy, I don't know if it's the same guy, he gets in a fight in Los Angeles, I think. I think it goes from Las Vegas to Los Angeles to Thailand, then back to Las Vegas. I think that's the sequence of events. Correct me if I'm wrong. Karate Man will make corrections to my video because I always miss the actors in the description box, at the very least. All the kickboxer names that he's familiar with. Anyways, so I think they're in Los Angeles, and one of the dudes is kickboxing, doing the street fighting thing again. He's on a motorcycle, and this cop guy shows up. He starts manhandling them for no apparent reason. They're just spectators. I don't know what crime they committed. And they're like, dude, leave me alone. I didn't do anything. It's just a fun fight or an innocent fight. and, and besides, they were just spectators. I don't know what the police are doing to these guys. Anyway, they just start beating the crap out of this cop, and then the kickboxer dude takes off on his motorcycle. He starts flying into a baseball field, and the white car, which had the siren disappear. All these police cars are white. I thought they were supposed to be black. Anyways, low budget film for you, and the siren disappeared. It just crashed into the baseball field. All these little league spectators are going, "Oh no!" Anyways, it switches over to Thailand. You've got Stephen Vincent Leigh, who played Hong Do. Sounds like a Thai name, Hong Do, but Stephen Vincent Leigh was born in the USA. I don't think he's Thai. he's anywhere close to being Thai. Worked as a fitness instructor at Gold's Gym in Los Angeles. 43 years of yoga and martial arts experience. Trained in various forms of Kung Fu, Tai Chi, Wing Chun, kickboxing under the legendary Tom Harnick, and Jeet Kune Do under Dan Inosanto and other styles. Also former sparring partner and cornerman for Don the Dragon Wilson. He's married to somebody named Donna. Family. I don't know who his family is. So I don't know his, other than his wife, Donna. He's married to Donna. All right. So he's Hong Do. He's a super strong, big time Thai kickboxer in this one. At least maybe not in real life, but in this film he is. He looks Asian enough to be the Thai kickboxer for this one, according to PM Entertainment. So he's a bad guy, I guess. I don't know. The long-haired dude's blondie girlfriend, who's married, whose father is some rich guy, takes her to Las Vegas to this tournament with the Thai fighters, and she wants to go to the jacuzzi or something, but he ordered the presidential suite, which didn't have the jacuzzi, so they end up going bowling instead, and they get a pretty decent fight with Mr. Tongbo and his gang at the bowling alley. You got Han Lo and Tongbo. Excuse me. Han Lo and Hong Do. They both sound like Thai names, but they don't look Thai to me. Maybe I've just seen too many Thailand people ever since Adrian told me to go to Thailand to find a girlfriend, get married. The men look like women and the women look like men in Thailand. Such is not the case in this movie. They just got a bunch of Asian guys and said, okay, you're going to play Thai characters. There was another movie that Karate Man recommended that had a bunch of Cambodian dudes speaking gibberish. And they didn't look Cambodian at all. That's what this movie reminds me of. Anyways, so they have the tournament, and once again, there's the Blondie's father's financial advisor, who's the real bad guy, the guy who falls off the building at the end. In a scene that could have been better, I guess. I didn't like the ending at all. Anyways, he's trying to bribe the U.S. kickboxers to fold, to go down on the mat on purpose, and he manages to get one of them, one of the long-haired blonde guys, to do that for less than $100,000. And he offers Eric, the guy who tried to marry the blondie in Las Vegas, but his wedding got interrupted by the Thai boxers, and then Eric starts beating the crap out of him, and she just runs off with the financial advisor dude. Although he's not putting the moves on her, he's just trying to kidnap her and threaten to kill her if Eric doesn't fold and go down for the count, because he's got a $500,000 bet on the Thai fighters winning the tournament for the International Cup or whatever it is. Kickboxing Cup. Anyways. So the rest of the movie about 45 minutes of it is just a bunch of kickboxing fights. It looks like a typical kickboxing movie with fights in the ring. Very short, like about 2 minutes each, but a lot of them strung together consecutively, and it gets a bit tiresome, like I said. But anyways, so the coach of the U.S. team, the two brothers with long hair, one longer than the other, he gets stabbed, and then the blondie gets kidnapped. She's kind of dangling over the casino on a cord, and the financial advisor dude yelling at Eric saying, "You ruined my life. I wanted to buy a casino and I lost millions of dollars." I thought he only put down $500,000, but okay. Anyways, so he shoots the corrupt boss man who didn't break Eric's ribs the first time like he was supposed to, with some of his goons. And why he didn't do that is a mystery. But anyways, so he uses up all of his bullets, and then Eric starts beating the crap out of him on the roof of the casino. It looks like it's kind of slanted, so I don't know how they did that scene, but anyways, I'm not saying it's a bad film. It was all right. It's not as bad as the 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb. I'm rating it a little bit higher. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 or a 3 out of 5, which is the equivalent of 6 out of 10. Anyways, I guess I'll start watching the next one. What is the next one? I forget. It's Deathmatch. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy. I haven't slept since about 2 p.m. yesterday. No, I just took a little nap in between Skyscraper and To Be the Best. Or actually in between To Be the Best and Deathmatch. Because I had to rewatch the first half an hour just to be sure that I didn't miss anything. Anyways, I took the energy drink at about 10 o'clock because I couldn't fall asleep at 9:30. And then I started watching To Be the Best. And I was starting to feel groggy when about an hour and a half in, when the caffeine was kicking in. So I took a really short 30-minute nap. I couldn't even feel myself fall asleep. That's how much caffeine I had in my system. But I must have, because I couldn't have been awake for 30 minutes. Anyways. So applied for another job at AMPM, which is like a gas station food mart place for in Millbrae, which seems like a pretty safe town, but you never know who's going to come in there, and kind of a dangerous job handling cash. At nighttime, being by yourself and whatnot, but I'm desperate for money, so I'm willing to try anything, especially if that interview for the FedEx warehouse job doesn't work out as planned, and they have all this COVID nonsense. Oh, you have to get tested to enter the building, or oh, you have to get the COVID shots, that kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes. But I have a couple things lined up, and I think I'm making progress with my job search. At least I got an interview. It's hard to get a job when you go on Indeed and like almost 400 people are applying for a job and they're only hiring one person. It's like you're the needle in the haystack, as they say on the radio for Indeed. Anyways, that's how I feel. I just got to apply for hundreds of jobs in hopes that one or two of them will call me each week or set up an interview or something. But I guess FedEx doesn't have the time to call me, so they just automatically put it on my calendar for next week, and I choose the date and time for next week, that kind of thing. So cool. Maybe I can get my financial house in order next month, and I won't have to take out a personal loan. My chicken count's down to about 950, I think. I had to get gas today, and I had to get some couple of items from Safeway for like $4. It wasn't that much. It was just Hawaiian punch and some cherry pie that was on sale. A little piece of cherry pie that I got for like $1. Anyways, that's the end of my review. Laters.